instant sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone.
Get Audubon Gutters.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
What do you say there? It's go time? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, you're right. It is go time. And this is New Orleans. Yep. On a Friday, too. New Orleans, where we shine the brightest. The old weekend. What we do best, festivals, the party scene. I often say this, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, we struggle with that. But Friday, 5 p.m. till about 8:59 Monday morning, we're the world champions. We're New Orleans, one of the greatest places to live in the world. Even with all our dysfunction and how broken the city, metro area, and state of Louisiana is, still one of the finest places to live in the world. I guess we sacrifice a little Monday through Friday economic prosperity and education system that's high quality, low crime, infrastructure in place. We sacrifice that for, high quality of life as far as people engaging with each other, living life to the fullest. I often say, and I didn't come up with the line, obviously, we don't eat to live, we live to eat. And that's just an example of how we are. A very wise man once said, thank goodness New Orleans was founded by the French and not the British and colonial New Orleans. We'd be eating like boiled beef and potatoes instead of the incredible Creole New Orleans food that we get to enjoy. No, just a great city. Like I said, even with all our dysfunction. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Kaboom goes the dynamite. A little cloudy today, but that burned off after a while. Some places might have got a few drops of rain. Heated up pretty quickly, by the way. Heating up really quickly. I mean, high 40s this morning, like 6:30. About an hour and a half later, we were like mid 60s, like went up 15, 18 degrees in an hour or so. Looks like a pretty nice weekend. Cold front coming in Sunday. Monday morning, we could wake up to like mid 30s. Same thing with Tuesday morning on the South Shore. Below freezing temperatures Monday morning on the North Shore. You got to get that triple P gimmick implemented. Protect the pipes, the plants, and most important, the pets, those living creatures. Yeah, Monday morning, 30s on the South Shore, mid to high 20s on the North Shore. Great weekend in front of us. Yeah, you right. Got a good one lined up for you. Another edition of Fridays with Fletch. Fletcher Mackel, WDSU Channel 6 sports director, reporter, blogger. He'll join us. An array of topics. Tulane, Ole Miss, 8 days away, a week from tomorrow in Oxford. That's just 6 hours up the I-55. We had Will Hall on the program yesterday. Green Wave fans, if you go to my Twitter, my X, at Corey Johnson, follow me, and you can check out yesterday's program. About 15 minutes in, we had Will Hall on the program for about 20 minutes, asking him all the questions you would want to ask, getting answers to questions you would want answers to. It's pretty simple. It's not rocket science. Check that out on X or on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on X Live every day from 4 to 6. We're on YouTube Live every weekday from 4 to 6. After the fact at 6 o'clock, you can check out the program on X or YouTube or via the podcast on Spotify. Plus, we're always posting little clips on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, a.k.a. X. Yeah, Fridays with Fletch, talking Tulane, talking LSU, Pels, Saints, Michigan coach, 44-year-old quarterback playing. Lindsey Vaughn, like 41 years old, 5 years out of retirement, has like a reconstructed knee, won a World Cup downhill. Unbelievable. Fridays with Fletch, Fletcher Mackel, less than 10 minutes away. Michael Hecht will join us in about 30 minutes. We'll wrap up the 4 o'clock hour. Michael Hecht, NOLA Rising is what the forum was titled. Mayor-elect Helena Moreno, Council President J.P. Morrell, DA Jason Williams, Michael Hecht, all discussing New Orleans and its future. Scott Craig went to that mayor's forum. Scott Craig, concerned citizen, lover of New Orleans, lover of UNO, owner of Katie's, owner of Francesca Deli. I like getting Scott on the program for a few reasons. Just chopping it up with Scott, promoting his restaurants, Katie's and Francesca, but it's like when I used to get Frank Brightson on. He wasn't a client. Brightson wasn't some paying client. I used to just get Frank on. We'd talk food. I think everybody likes that. Same thing with Scott Craig. Even if you're not going to Katie's or Francesca, have never been, don't plan on going. I don't know about you, but I like hearing what people are serving at their restaurant, what the specials are, what the fresh seafood is out there, that kind of stuff. Speaking of fresh, I was at that Robears on Claiborne's in Carrollton today for like a week straight. I mean, they got strawberries from like Plant City, Florida. They got strawberries from, California, like the Driscoll, the other name brands. But they've got Louisiana strawberries right now from the North Shore, up I-55, about 45 minutes from New Orleans. These were from a meat. I mean, it could be a meat, it could be Springfield, it could be Ponchatoula, it could be Hammond, Independence, any of those areas right there up I-55 on the North Shore. Just primo strawberry growing country. And it's funny, you look at like the ones from Plant City in California that are right next to the Louisiana ones. They're red throughout. These Louisianians are a little white on the top. I just stopped cutting them up at that point when I'm slicing them up to eat. And they're just so superior. You cut into them, they're juicy. They're not even like red. They're almost like maroon. They're like such deep red, so juicy. And it makes the ones from Plant City, Florida and California, which I'm grateful to have when the Louisiana ones aren't available. Just makes them like it's fast food. You're eating like Burger King or something, just like generic crap. No, Louisiana strawberries, I know the Robears has them. I went to Rouse's to grab some stuff, and they didn't have the Louisiana strawberries, but I'm sure they're getting them. Yeah, check out your local grocery store. Look out for those Louisiana strawberries. You know, I'm not into like processed foods. Pretty much I try to avoid them, believe it or not. But Dairy Whip or whatever it is, the whipped cream in the can, it's sort of I mean, first off, it's a pretty good product. Like there's not a lot of crap in it. There is corn syrup. I wish they'd make one with no corn syrup, just put more sugar in there. It's got cane sugar too. But it's cream and milk. I mean, it's like there's not a lot of crap in it. And the concept of, you know, releasing that pressurized cream into the atmosphere via that valve on the can, it whips the cream essentially. It whips the cream. And yeah, do I like whipped cream like made from scratch with vanilla and sugar and half only and someone whipping it with a blender or by hand? Of course. Superior. But that product is pretty damn good, the Dairy Whip or whatever. And you put some of that on those strawberries, it's just outstanding. I know some people sprinkle sugar on the strawberries. That Dairy Whip crap has enough sugar in it. Believe me. Anyway, good stuff. I got a whole pint. I knocked out a pint last weekend. I've got another pint. I couldn't help myself. I had some after lunch today. They were big ones too. I probably only cut up like 5 or 6, but they were monsters. Like if you were biting them, you know, it'd take 2 or 3 bites to knock them out. Good stuff. Hey, speaking of good stuff, yesterday, Jazz Fest acts were released. Looks like another banner Jazz Fest coming up in a few months. In less than 24 hours, 25% of WWOZ's brass passes have been sold. The brass pass, it's literally a brass-like keychain. It's about 5 inches long, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick, you know, wide, you know, a couple of millimeters thick. It's got a key ring on it. It gets you into all 8 days of Jazz Fest, plus the Jazz and Heritage hospitality tent. $1,200 each for the brass pass. Again, you get in all 8 days. You can go and come as you like. It's transferable. You can give it to a friend. They can go when you're not going. It's a great memento. I got a buddy who hangs them on. Got so many of them, he hangs them on the Christmas tree. Yeah, it's definitely like a keeper. You don't throw it in the garbage, I guess, after. $1,200 each. 25% selling in 24 hours. Go to the WWOZ website if you want a brass pass to the 2026 Jazz Fest, which, by the way, if 25% are gone in a day, these bad boys are going to be gone sooner than later. Sooner than later. Yeah, Fridays with Fletcher Mackel a few minutes away. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. in about 30 minutes. Scott Craig in the 5 o'clock powwow. He went to the mayor's forum. Going to see what he thinks. Boy, it's holiday season, Christmas, all that coming up. Hey, ladies, it's not too late to get a chipping and putting green in your backyard for him in time for Christmas. LGD Lawn and Landscapes installed a chipping and putting green in my backyard. Go to my Twitter, @Corey Johnson. It's the pinned tweet. NOLALGD.com. You can get an absolutely free estimate, and you can get it installed before Christmas. NOLALGD.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. I can't say this strongly enough. If you like fine dining, you like eating out, you got to get to Gallagher's 527 over the holiday season. Get there this weekend. They're open for dinner tonight. They're open for dinner tomorrow night. Call and get a reservation because they fill up quickly because it's that good. Lunch Tuesday through Friday, dinner Tuesday through Saturday. You know I like to eat. You know I like great New Orleans food. You got to get to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. You'll be glad you did. Michael Hecht's going to join us in about 30 minutes. Scott Craig from Katie's and Francesca Deli was at the Mayor's Forum today. He's going to join us in the 5 o'clock powwow. But right now, it's another edition of Fridays with Fletch. Fletcher Mackel, WDSU sports director, reporter, anchor, blogger, and a lot more. Ace in the hole come hurricane season. Joins us on the program. What up, Fletch?
I like that. Ace in the hole come hurricane season. Thankfully, this summer, every year we get through hurricane season, and I think we all breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
And in TV, it makes me happy too, because obviously we all get thrown out into it. It's part of what we do. But this year, talk about a great summer, for New Orleans and even into the fall. Because I remember, Zeta a few years ago in 20 happened in the fall, in October. And so once we get through it, it's like, okay, thank you, to the weather gods for staying clear of us. So it was 2025 was a good summer for New Orleans. Let's hope 2026 does the same.
Yeah, Margaret Orr is still doing things in retirement for us. Got to like that, pushing the right buttons. Yeah, I don't think we had a storm in the Gulf.
No, I know, that's what I mean. Not even a threat. Not even they all turned up the eastern seaboard. I saw something where it said it was the fewest storms to hit the continental United States in since they've been recorded history or whatever, or doing more of the hardcore data, which I thought was a good thing. So
we'll take that.
I don't know if we had one storm period get into the Gulf. In no major storms, a lot of them, went up the eastern seaboard and then just became, to use a Margaret Orr term, a fish storm as they hooked off into the Atlantic.
Fletcher Mackel's with us, another edition of Fridays with Fletch. So many topics, both local and national, of significance. We got Fletcher on for a couple of segments for the next 25 minutes. You ready to jump into it?
Go nuts.
8 days away, a week from tomorrow, history. About 6 hours up I-55, Oxford, Mississippi, Tulane, Ole Miss, 12-team playoff first round. Pretty heady times on Ben Weiner Drive, Fletcher.
Yeah, I mean, it's a historic season. I mean, it's something people will be talking about for decades. I mean, really, it's just that impressive. I don't know if I have a vocabulary expansive enough to describe what Tulane has done. And they haven't even won a game yet. Just getting to the playoffs when you're a non-Power 4 conference, a team from that conference, the path is so hard. I mean, the deck is stacked against those teams. So to get there is a crowning achievement. And yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be amazing. Oxford, Mississippi, the weather looks amazing. We're 8 days out, but the weather next week looks like high of 65, low of 48, and in no rain. Now, again, that could change, but one of our meteorologists did an extended forecast and said that it looks like amazing football weather for next Saturday afternoon. And again, I can't wait to see it. I think, look, Tulane the last 4 years has become something really special. 4 straight conference championship games, 2 with Willie Fritz, 2 with John Summerall. That's why Fritz is at Houston in Florida, came and plucked Summerall.
Yep.
And I hope they keep it going with Will Hall. But it is historic, fantastic, amazing, great positivity, great publicity for the city and the university. It's all good.
Yeah, I don't know if the stars are lining up for an upset, but you make the playoff and then you get the exact opponent you want. Proximity, close, right there. You played them 12 weeks ago, so you know what the team's all about. I mean, Fletch, I know Ole Miss is fired up. It's their first playoff, too. They're hosting in Oxford at Vaught Hemingway. It's going to have 55,000. The Grove's going to be electric. But I can't help but think human nature kicks in a little bit. I'm not saying Ole Miss won't be ready. I'm just thinking in the back of their mind, subconsciously, they'll be thinking, we ripped this team by 5 touchdowns 12 weeks ago. We can kind of just show up. And then look at the national headlines. They're saying Tulane doesn't even deserve to be here. I'm hoping that permeates the Ole Miss Rebel team.
So I'll say this, just to follow up on what you said. I've got 2 things I want to say. Is one, they played so long ago in week 3 of the regular season that I do think it was one of those games that both teams have evolved. And that's good for both teams. Certainly Ole Miss has evolved in a lot of different ways. But I do think you're right. I think that this Tulane team has found its footing more offensively. Jake Retzloff, the quarterback, had just gotten here. I think they've settled into who they are offensively. I think the Tulane defense is playing at an elite level right now. And I certainly think John Summerall being kind of a master motivator, knowing the right buttons to push, it seems like all the time. I certainly believe that Tulane is going to be as amped and ready and focused as they have been this season, knowing what's at stake, more history to make, so to say. The one thing I'm going to say about this, just to be fair and I don't want to have a bias, even though obviously selfishly I would love it if Tulane won. But just to be fair, I think there's a ton of motivation at Ole Miss to win this game. Not just from Pete Golding, the new head coach who took over for Lane Kiffin, who's from Hammond. Not just for these players, not just for the coaches and athletic administrators, but for the entire university, and here's why. If Ole Miss gets upset by Tulane, they are broken and they are ruined. And the perception will be you can't recover from that. It reminds me of the Falcons losing the Super Bowl and blowing a 28-3 lead. One longtime football person told me that night, you don't recover from this. And you know who's never recovered from that? The Atlanta Falcons. Like, you are a broken organization when something like that happens, and you are just sent into the abyss. Ole Miss right now lost their head coach in an unprecedented move, leaving during the greatest season in program history, leaving a playoff team and saying, sayonara, I can't win here. If Ole Miss gets upset by Tulane everybody will say, he built it, it's broken, it can't be fixed, Ole Miss will never be anything again, and they're probably right. So there is major motivation from the university president to the last dude on the roster to show that that is not true. Because if they get upset by a team they beat by 35, by a team they're favored by 17 over, everybody's going to look at it and say, Kiffin left, and you all are back to being average.
Fletcher Mackel's with us, another edition of Fridays with Fletch. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning's been with you for 85 years, since 1940. Want to experience the best dry cleaner? Tired of your dry cleaner? Young'sDryCleaning.com. Young'sDryCleaning.com. Fletch, if you're like, Tulane makes the 12-team playoff, doesn't get any better than this. Ole Miss, matchup doesn't get any better than that. If they pull the upset, they're in the Dome 10 days later against Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. That is just, you mentioned it earlier. They'll be talking about this for decades. It could be even more history being made. That I don't have the vocabulary for that one.
So here's the thing. Tulane hasn't played in the Sugar Bowl since the 1939 season, January 1 of 1940.
Wow.
They played in the first Sugar Bowl ever, yes, you're right. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but you are 100% right. Tulane in the Sugar Bowl against Georgia is, that would be something that, look, people are never going to forget this. Tulane making the college football playoff is special and historic and amazing. And John Summerall is going to be a made man in New Orleans forever.
Yep.
If they pull off an upset and get to the Sugar Bowl in Georgia, again, it's like, I can't express enough from a sports perspective and somebody who has, and look, you've worked here longer than me, from a coverage standpoint and what that means. That's going to be right up there on the Mount Rushmore of sports moments. The Saints winning the Super Bowl is the greatest sports achievement in the history of the city.
Yep.
But if Tulane could win a playoff game and get to the Sugar Bowl against Georgia, win or lose, you're talking about it probably being, in that top four.
Equal to LSU winning a national title here, like almost equal to that.
That's what I mean. Like LSU, and look, LSU won 3 national championships here. I get it.
Yep.
Those are amazingly special moments. Those are state moments. Like, I'm talking just the city. Like, I get it. And look, LSU to me, I've covered all 3 of those, and the one they lost to Alabama when they couldn't get across midfield in the second half.
Yeah, I've
covered them all. But for New Orleans, like, the Saints are New Orleans' team. Tulane is New Orleans' university, Division I football. Like, I just look at it and say, Tulane in the Sugar Bowl against Georgia would just be one of those things. Again, it would just be beyond special. It would just be something that we'd be talking about till we died.
Hey, Fletch, we got about a minute before the first break. Will Hall, I had him on the program yesterday. I want to talk a little bit about him. Did Tulane kind of screw up that process? They go into hiring Blake Baker, and the other 3 major candidates they interviewed were still available. They come out of thinking they're getting Blake Baker to not getting him, and those 3 candidates all get hired.
Yeah, look, here's the thing. Why don't we talk about this after the break? Because I don't think a minute is enough for me to sum up what I need to say about it.
Okay.
Because I've got a lot of thoughts on it. So, again, I don't know how I can formulate that in 30 seconds. I would say, look, I certainly want Will Hall to have success, and I certainly know why he has become a young head coach at the Division II level, why Southern Miss gave him a chance, why he's endearing to Tulane. But we can talk about the process maybe when we come back, because I certainly think, this was not as smooth as Willie Fritz, and this was not as smooth as John Summerall.
Nope.
Doesn't mean it won't work out, but it certainly wasn't as smooth.
No, and it's not like second choice, third choice. You could argue it's like their 5th choice. We're coming right back. Fridays with Fletcher Mackel. More on the Green Wave. We got LSU, Saints, Pelicans, some national stories too. Don't move.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And
You'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone.
At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Yeah, you right. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Michael Hecht's about 15 minutes away with some economic news. Scott Craig in the 5 o'clock power hour on this Friday as we head towards the weekend. More with Fletcher Mackel, Fridays with Fletch. Fletch, going into that break, I mentioned the Will Hall hiring. You know, the Tulane Athletic Department, they're the ones hiring the coach. It looked like they had Blake Baker. I'm sure Blake Baker told him things, or his agent. It looked like it was a go. But they had their top 4 candidates available when they started talking to Blake Baker, zeroing in on him. By the time Blake Baker told them no, their other 3 top candidates had been hired away. So I kind of think Tulane's athletic department dropped the ball a little bit.
Yeah, and look, we started talking about this before the break. I would say that it was messy. But what I would say to this, and I'm not trying to cover for David Harris, I'm not trying to cover for the athletic department. My perception is this. Blake Baker, be it he, his agent, and the Tulane leadership, they targeted him. They want him. I put it out there, and a lot of people followed. On Thursday afternoon, I was told, we got our guy. It'll be buttoned up tonight or Friday morning.
But you did it right. You didn't say it's definitive, it's over with. You weren't trying to break the story.
All I was told is, we got our guy, and it's going to be buttoned up tonight or tomorrow. And I think that Blake Baker obviously woke up the next day, probably wanted to tell Lane Kiffin, wanted to just kind of sleep on it. but gave them some guarantees or assurances.
Yeah, it looked like a go.
Yes, I'm coming back home. Let's do this. And then you're right, though. Over the course of Friday, Billy Napier goes to JMU. Charles Huff goes to Memphis. The coach at Toledo, Candle, ends up
Jim Moore's
going
job
to UConn.
Yeah,
and so they end up losing. That was probably their cloud. And look, I think all those guys wanted the Tulane job because I think of all those jobs, it's the best of those bunch. So I think that they trusted their guy, Blake Baker. We got some type of commitment or some type of confirmation.
Coupled with those other three candidates' agents going, Tulane's going with Baker. Let's go to our next choice.
Right, 100%. So here's the thing, though. So now people want to armchair quarterback, and we should. That's what we do, and they should expect that and want to talk about it. But, I've heard people say, Tulane should have told them you got 1 hour, not 1 day. And it's like, sure, like looking back on it, if they'd have known they were going to lose their top three other candidates or top guys behind Baker, the 2 through 4, then yes, they should have told them, hey, you got 1 hour, not 1 day, because the 1 day turned into Lane Kiffin re-recruiting him, passing on going on College game day, staying in Baton Rouge to make sure that he had Blake Baker locked up, and Blake Baker pulling out on Tulane, which the about face sent them down the path of, okay, what do we do now? And then from Tulane's perspective, I think, do they say, okay, guess what? We just lost on 1 through 4. Like 1 through 4, the dominoes fell quick. Do we catch our breath and relaunch this entire search? Or do we go with a guy that we 100% interviewed, a guy that we know, a guy that has been a head coach, and a guy that we really like and probably wanted to retain as the offensive coordinator or in some capacity? And that's what they did. Now, again, I could argue that, and I know you and I disagree on this, like, to me, if you were going to hire Will Hall, just go hire Ed Ogeron. And I know that you're an anti-Ed Ogeron guy, and that's fine. We both have our opinions. But to me, if you're going to give, and I'm all for second chances, like I think Will Hall deserves a second chance. But why doesn't the guy who won a national championship and recruited Joe Burrow, and when he wants to get a quarterback in the portal, Ed Ogeron can call Joe Burrow and say, hey, Joe, talk to this guy that I'm trying to get out of the portal.
Besides, forget about what I think about Ed Ogeron and what you think about Ed Ogeron. Have you seen him the last week on social media?
Sure.
Okay, now, right there, that alone, if you're an AD at a major college football program, you're going to hook your wagon to that?
Well, let me say this. Yes, because here's the thing, and this is what I try to tell people, and I try to understand as a 50-year-old who's been in this for a long time. How is Lane Kiffin any different? But yet Lane Kiffin just got $14 million from LSU and everything he wanted, an insane
Lane Kiffin's head coaching record is Lane Kiffin's head coaching record's far superior to Ed Ogeron's. It's not even close.
What?
Just look at where he's won everywhere he's been. He's never even at Tennessee he was 7-6. At USC he was like 28-15. He was
like he's won everywhere he's been. He didn't win enough at USC and got fired. He didn't win enough, or he won at FAU, but he's won at Ole Miss, but not a national championship. Like,
and
again, look.
No, Fletcher, I get it. But I mean, Ed Ogeron, those last 2 years at LSU, I think his entire tenure at Ole Miss, I think that's the real Ed Ogeron. I think people look at 2019 that are experts at this, and they think that was lightning in a bottle. I think they look at his career and just not head coaching material.
We're talking about things that, again, it's hypothetical fantasy land. I could make the argument that Will Hall got a chance. His dad's a legend in Mississippi.
Yep.
He was a great coach who recruited Mississippi when he was the head coach at West Alabama and West Georgia. Last year, that team went 1-11, and a new coach came in and went 9-3 and got a better job. Like, I could probably say Will Hall is what he is.
Oh, no, I asked Will Hall, how are you different from at Southern Miss yesterday when I interviewed him? So I'm not sold on Will Hall, but I know Ed Ogeron's not the answer. Hey, I got a slew of topics. Finish up and we'll move on.
Sure. But my argument is this. And I'm not saying, I think Will Hall, his offensive acumen is off the charts. The way he is loved in that program by the players is off the charts. His professionalism is great. My point is just this. Once once they lost out on 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
To me, it became maybe it's time then to take that wild card chance. If you're not going to open up the search.
No, I get what you're saying. I just think the last week of social media solidified what I've always thought. Like LSU's going nowhere near him. Tulane's going nowhere near him. I don't think Sumrall's going to go anywhere near him. I don't think anyone wants Ed Ogeron on their staff right now. He's just sort of obnoxious.
Let me just say this. Like no one, and again, it just gets back to it. We can keep sawing the sawdust. I didn't see Will Hall's name on a lot of head.
Oh, no, you're right. It's strictly an internal hire, Fletch. It's strictly an internal hire. Hey, let's move on real quick. What about Lane Kiffin and the LSU job? He looks like he's hit the ground running. He only got 14 players in that recruiting class, but it's supposedly the highest rated class, like each player where they're rated. It's like the highest rated. They say he's going to get more recruits for February. He's going to nail the transfer portal. If he gets a quarterback, the expectations are winning in year one, right?
Lane Kiffin?
Yes.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin is going to do great at LSU. Look, here's the thing. I like Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin has won everywhere he's been. And again, while I just said, like, he is very similar to Ed Ogeron with his antics and his behavior and how he operates and how he resonates with the young people and the players and his understanding of what college football is now. Lane Kiffin, to me, has the chance to turn LSU finally into what Georgia is now, what Saban turned Alabama into. LSU right now is a once every 5-year program. Every 5 years, they get it right. And that just proven is fact. Since Saban left, Miles got it right once. Ogeron got it right once. Kelly had the chance to get it right with Jaden's Heisman season, and maybe this year with Baker and Nussmeier, and he squandered it. But they are an every 5-year program. They can become an every-year program. Georgia's an every-year program. Bama's an every-year program. Ohio State's an every-year program. With Lane Kiffin recruiting, they have an unbelievable opportunity to be there year in and year out. And it doesn't matter who they lose. They will just re-recruit and reload the way those programs I just mentioned are. And that should be the expectation for what they gave him and how they handled this. That needs to be the expectation.
Brian Kelly to Michigan or Penn State, or no?
Well, I mean, the Penn State job's already filled.
Oh, no, that's right. No, Penn State got filled. That's right.
Took the job.
Yep.
But I can't imagine. I mean, if Michigan got to Brian Kelly, it's a Will Hall situation of that he's candidate 6 or 7. Like, no, I can't see it.
Okay. Now, he's a Hall of Fame coach and kind of 3 yards in a cloud of dust type thing. I don't know. No, you're probably right. What about the Michigan?
Here's the thing. I agree with you. Maybe Michigan needs that quote unquote after what just happened there with the scandal they're dealing with. Look, you mentioned LSU in 2020, 2021, those last years of Scott Woodward wanted the quote unquote the CEO. That's what he wanted, and that's what he got in Brian Kelly. And now it's he didn't connect, he didn't resonate, it didn't work. Look, Brian Kelly maybe at Michigan after this scandal, maybe that's what they need is the CEO. But the problem is going to be he's tarnished right now. A year from now, he will look better once he is distanced from this situation at LSU. But right now, I think, it would be a hard sell for Michigan to go get him right now.
No, I got you. I
think they could. I just think he would be the 5th, 6th, 7th guy on their list.
Hey, Fletch, I got like 90 seconds and I got 6 topics. Can you knock it? Can you do 10 seconds each?
Yeah.
The Saints look improved. Have they found their quarterback?
They have absolutely found their quarterback for 2026. I don't want to say and beyond, but Shuck is definitely the guy. They will not be drafting a quarterback. He's their dude, and maybe he's the long-term answer too, because he has his highs are really high.
Speaking of quarterbacks, a 44-year-old coming back into the league.
Why not? I mean, look, again, Indianapolis is desperate. They're a playoff team, and they got to keep it afloat. Doesn't say much about Anthony Richardson's future there.
Pels need to jettison Zion. The rookies are it. Queen's the face of the franchise, right?
Queen is absolutely the face of the franchise, and don't overlook Fierce because he's pretty great too for a 19-year-old kid.
Yep.
And Zion has to go 100%, and he will go soon.
Fletch, I think Lindsey Vonn at 41, 5 years after retirement on a new knee, won a World Cup downhill today.
I interviewed her last month because I'm going to cover the Milan Olympics. She's unbelievable. She is truly one of the greatest in the history of the Olympic Games. Just amazing.
You saw what Michael Jordan and NASCAR, the lawsuit. Essentially, NASCAR went from like this private entity, in-house, to 36 franchises, like a major pro sports league. It's no more renew your license at the end of the year and hope you get it renewed. 36 franchises like any other pro sports league. Interesting.
And I admit, I don't follow racing all that
Me
closely,
neither.
so
I don't either. I just
I'll
thought,
take your word for it.
no, it's
Yeah.
just an interesting story that, it was basically in-house, the France family, they got all the money. Now it's the 36 teams. Instead of getting licensed, they're like franchises. Fletch will be checking you out all weekend long on Channel 6.
All right, Corey, thank you.
That's Fletcher Mackel coming right back with Michael Hecht.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole-Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And
You'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Yeah, you right. Fantasy Friday edition of the program continues. Hey, Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, is hiring. In a few weeks, it'll be 2026. New Year's resolution, maybe a new job, a new career. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of jobs available at Latrim. Go to their website, latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, latrim.com. Michael Hecht joins us from Greater New Orleans Inc. This segment every week brought to you by Latrim. What's happening, Michael?
Corey, I love Christmas in New Orleans, my friend. I'm walking through the French Quarter right now. There are people out. The weather feels like, I don't know, it must be like mid-60s. Sky is beautiful. There's music. The decorations are going up. It's the most wonderful time of year here, man.
No, we get 2 seasons. We get summer and non-summer, and the non-summer is pretty damn good.
That's right. Yeah. The summer is kind of over the top. Well, yeah, but the non-summer, which is what? I would say non-summer is about 8 months out of the year.
Yeah,
7
maybe.
months.
Yeah, almost a 6 and 6 split. Yeah, maybe 7. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The summer does drag, but no, it's good, man. And there's a lot of positive vibe in the city right now. People are, I think, feeling good about the new mayor. Feeling like we're waking up from a bad dream to some degree.
Yeah, I think they call that a nightmare. Yeah, tell us about this NOLA Rising thing, this forum where it was the mayor-elect Elena Moreno, Council President J.P. Morrell, DA Jason Williams, and you.
Yeah, it was a forum on what the vision is for the future of the city. And so it was kind of general in that sense. But what I took away from it was less the content, which is, pretty much what you would expect. I mean, the mayor-elect's been talking about basically having a Super Bowl type approach all the time, which, of course, resonates very strongly with me. But I think what I took away from that was just the vibe, how optimistic it was, how relaxed it was. You could just see there was a level of normalcy that we haven't felt in I don't know, about a decade. So it was lovely, and I think everybody kind of left that saying, man, we've turned the page, we've weathered the storm, and now let's just get to work.
Moreno and Morrell are allies. Maybe the council and the mayor will actually work together this time.
Well, I mean, imagine what it would be like if the council and the mayor actually cooperate.
Uh-oh, you there, Michael? You there, Michael? Uh-oh. We may have lost Michael Hecht. Michael? Well, I think we lost Michael Hecht. We'll try calling him back. Corey Johnson with you, Fantasy Friday edition of the program.
Kind of garbage that I think everybody, with the exception of one person, is ready to move past.
We lost you there for a second. Sorry, Michael. What did you say? Uh-oh. I've lost you again. You there?
You there, Corey?
Yeah, now we got you.
Oh, sorry about that.
So better services and job creation, right?
Yep.
Michael Hecht's with us from Greater New Orleans Inc. Yeah, the council working together, the mayor working together. These things that other cities do that are just normal, we might be entering that realm, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's what's interesting is that I thought that a lot of the changes we were going to have to make going into this were going to be difficult. What I've come to realize is that the city has been run so poorly for so long that just getting back to a basic level of okay is actually not that hard, because the stuff that we've been doing has been so silly. I mean, like a simple example. So we've got a budget crisis, right? We don't have enough money. We have $100 million of outstanding parking tickets. So we're really good. We spend a lot of money giving tickets, and then we don't collect them. So it's stuff like that.
Oh, no,
it's not, we're not talking about cutting to the bone, cutting meat. We're talking about like just showing up. And if we just show up, we're going to be okay in the beginning. Then we'll get to the hard stuff later. But there's a lot of easy stuff to do.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Michael, a lot of other topics. Charity Hospital, Tulane, it looks like they're all in. Uh-oh. I think we got a bad connection, Michael. You still there?
Yeah, I'm down at the river, and I guess it's a bad connection here. But I can hear you again. I'm sorry about this.
No, Tulane and Old Charity, it looks like that's finally a go. It's all locked up and loaded, ready to roll.
And what's all locked up? I'm sorry.
Tulane and Old Charity Hospital.
So, like, in terms of the projects, Tulane is now in a very good state. They just closed financing today for the NSA project down on Poland. I think that we're beginning to see some daylight in figuring out the River District project. So, even Plaza Tower might get done. So these big projects Mercy, right over there on Norman C. Francis, which has been an inexcusable piece of blight, is going to get fixed. So, yeah, these big projects are going to get.
In and out again. All right, so Lindy Boggs getting torn down on old Jeff Davis on Allen Toussaint and Bienville. Plaza Tower could be turned into old folks home, or I should say old folks home, like something for the elderly. River District trying to get that back online, and Poland Avenue's got the green light. Michael, what's the Gulf Coast Energy Day all about?
Also, Gulf Coast Energy Day was us hosting a party, basically, but it turned into a party for the first lease sale that we've had since 2023. It was crazy, Corey. I thought it was going to be a pretty buttoned-up affair. It felt like the NBA draft. There were people here from all over the country, a lot from Texas. The bids were, I guess the way somebody described to me, it was more focused on quality than quantity, but the average price per acre was double the last one. And I think the basic feeling in the room is, that oil and gas is back in business in America. And that's a good thing, not just economically, but also for the security of our country, because we don't want to be reliant on other countries for our energy. That's a major weakness. So, yeah, that was an event that I didn't really know what it was going to be, and it turned into, almost like a draft time party.
Hey, Michael, let's finish it on a positive note. The Mardi Gras Express, the Mardi Gras train, very successful.
Oh, my God, Corey, this train is double projections, which is fantastic. And that means that we're going to get more trains. I think it gives us momentum to get another one done between here and Baton Rouge. And, that's very exciting. And look, I commend the ride to people. Not only is it beautiful when you go out through Bayou Sauvage, but if you have not had a White Claw and a microwave hamburger at 8 in the morning, you ain't living.
Michael Hecht, as always, a pleasure, brother. See you next week.
Appreciate you, Corey. Enjoy the beautiful weekend.
No doubt. That's Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. That's Blue Boy saying stick around.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on
boy,
TV
Blue,
on Cox
tell him.
Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333.
Okay, buddy, be
also
quiet
on
now.
YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA
buddy.
New Orleans.
It's 5
Good
p.m.
boy. Good boy.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all of the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters.
And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it.
Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you, right? Crescent City and beyond. The 5 o'clock power hours upon us already. Heading towards the weekend. Yeah, you right. On a Friday, a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. We do the weekend so well here in New Orleans, coupled with this fantastic weather. Yeah, you right. That's Mr. Drew Brees, number 9, first ballot NFL Hall of Famer. That's inevitable. He's right. It is New Orleans, and it is a Friday. A little cloudy earlier today, then it burned off. Ended up being a great afternoon. Getting dusky out there. That sun's trying to drop out the sky. It'll be done in about 15 minutes. Boy, it heated up quickly. High 40s this morning, and about an hour later, we were like mid-60s. About a 15 to 18 degree temperature rise in about an hour this morning. I'll take it. I love our non-summer season in New Orleans. 6 months of summer, 6 months of non-summer. I mean, just like right now, it's, getting like 60 degrees, 70 degrees. Sunday night, Monday morning, it's going to be 35 on the South Shore, high 20s on the North Shore. And then about 36, 48 hours later, we'll be back up to 70 again. I like that. I like getting a little taste of winter and for just a few days, and then boom, right back up to what we're used to. No, the non-summer season in New Orleans is pretty damn good. If I had the wherewithal and the geek and the moolah, I would do what a lot of affluent New Orleanians historically have done, and some still do it today. You kind of beeline out of Dodge on Memorial Day, and you come back on Labor Day. You get out of New Orleans like in late May, and you return in like early September. So June, July, August, those dog day of summer 3 months, you're not in the Crescent City all the time. A lot of folks used to go to Chicago, take the train and go to Chicago like 100 years ago. Now there's some affluent New Orleanians. They have places like in the Highlands, in the mountains in Carolina. They got places in Maine. They've got places in Colorado. Now, it'd be nice to have a second home. You know, in an ideal world, you spend about 8-9 months a year in New Orleans and about 3 or 4 months where it's cooler during the summer. That'd be nice, but it requires the geekola, lots of Jack. Yeah, you're right. Hey, if you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed a lot. Fletcher Mackel joined us. We hit on a slew of topics. Tulane, Ole Miss, a week from tomorrow, first round NCAA playoffs, or college football playoffs, I should say. There'll be a good Tulane crowd there. Now, obviously, 90% of the tickets are going to be Ole Miss, but the 10% that are going to be Tulane, they've sold them. Folks will be beelining up I-55, 6 hours, up I-55 to Oxford, Mississippi. Couldn't get a better scenario for Tulane. Making the playoff, playing Ole Miss, closest opponent to New Orleans. You've already played them, so you know them. Little revenge game. Perfect scenario. And it doesn't get any better. They pull the upset. They pull off this major upset in Oxford a week from tomorrow. 10 days later, they play Georgia in the Superdome in the Sugar Bowl. I mean, come on, Wave. Roll, Wave. Pull the upset. Ole Miss has some distractions. Like, I can rattle off the lists of them. First off, they're human beings, not computers on that team. So although they're fired up for hosting a playoff game, although they'll be ready for it and it's at home and historic for Ole Miss, all that, subconsciously in the back of their mind, these players have to be thinking, we ripped this team by 35 points, by 5 touchdowns 12 weeks ago. They've got to be a little overconfident. So that's a positive. And then Tulane, like I said, knows the team. The Sugar Bowl's at stake. Now, I think the Wave will be locked in and loaded. They have nothing to lose. And Ole Miss has a lot to lose. I think Fletcher Mackel made a great point. You know, Ole Miss loses to Tulane in this playoff game. It really cripples the program. It sets the program back as a whole. I think that's pretty accurate. He mentioned the Falcons and that 28-3 lead and blowing the Super Bowl. That franchise has never recovered from that. No, we talked about that. We talked about the Will Hall hiring as the new head coach. Talked to Lil Saints. Talked to LSU and Lane Kiffin rolling. And Fletcher's like, no. There's no year of getting acclimated, and by year 2, you're expected to win. Lane Kiffin's expected to win right away, year 1. Talked a little bit of Pels. Got to jettison Zion, Queen. He's the face of the franchise. A lot of good stuff. Michael Hecht joined us in the 5 o'clock powwow as well, discussing this NOLA Rising forum that took place. Mayor-elect Helena Moreno, Council President J.P. Morrell, DA Jason Williams, Michael Hecht, all in attendance. Scott Craig from Katie's and Francesca Deli is going to join us in less than 10 minutes. This guy's such a pro-New Orleans person. Scott loves New Orleans. Not 1, but 2 restaurants in Orleans Parish. Scott Craig went to the mayor's forum. Scott Craig checked out that mayor's forum. So we'll have his point of view. He told me off the air, he said he's never been more fired up about the city of New Orleans in a long time. Just a lot of positive vibes from that forum. I hope that's right. We also talked to Michael Hecht about Lindy Boggs Hospital. It looks like that's going to be torn down on Allen, Toussaint, and Bienville in Mid-City. Poland Avenue getting their final clearance for lending. That project, the old naval station on Poland Avenue by the industrial waterway, should get the green light. The River District seems to be getting ironed out. That's a positive. That's a go. Plaza Tower could be like home for the elderly. Mardi Gras Express, the train to Mobile, going through Mississippi, doing well, double what they thought. A huge success. And Tulane, the old charity hospital, looks like they're getting that under control. No, that's a lot of blight. Old Charity Hospital, the Poland Avenue, Old Naval Station, the River District, the Plaza Tower. These things are billions and billions of dollars, vital importance to the economy. Yeah, I mentioned Scott Craig's going to join us. He'll give us some selections as he does on a Friday, selections like college and pro games, and also what the selections are at Katie's and Francesca Deli as far as dining. And as I just said, he was at this NOLA Rising Forum as a New Orleans citizen, and he got out of there with a real positive vibe from it. So looking forward to seeing what Scott Craig has to say, especially about that NOLA Rising Forum. Michael Hecht filled us in on it. He participated in it. Better services in the city, job creation. The goal is midway through Helena Moreno's term, 2 years in, people will see significant changes in New Orleans, noticeable change. I hope so. I hope so. Hey, every day this program on radio, on television, on YouTube, on X Live, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Tomorrow, Saturday, big car buying day. You need a Ford vehicle, a Lincoln vehicle, you know where to go. The big store, the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebrah. If you own a business and you need a commercial truck, van, or SUV, that's easy. Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway in Elmwood. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Yesterday, Jazz Fest, the acts were released. We're waiting on those cubes, the days and times, but the acts were released. In less than 24 hours, 25% of WWOZ's brass passes have been sold. The brass pass is legendary. $1,200. You get into all 8 days of Jazz Fest. You can leave and come back. It's transferable. Give it to a friend. They can use it if you're not going. And you get access to the Jazz and Heritage tent inside of Jazz Fest, which has, air conditioning and snacks and drinks and things of that nature. 25% of the WWOZ brass passes have been sold at $1,200 each. That's awesome. Hey, when we come back, Scott Craig from Katie's, Francesca Deli is going to join us. Tell us what's cooking at those two places. And also some selections, college and pro contests. NBA. Scott will have a few picks. And most importantly, he was at the NOLA Rising Forum with Mayor-elect Helena Moreno, Council President J.P. Morrell, DA Jason Williams, and Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. And Scott Craig says he's never had a more positive vibe about New Orleans in a long, long time. So looking forward to what he has to say. Hey, the holidays are coming up. How about getting him or her a great pair of sunglasses? Art and Eyes on Magazine. Eyewear that's as unique as you. All the eyewear comes from Art and Eyes. I used to own one pair of prescription sunglasses, one pair of prescription glasses. When I first went to Art and Eyes, I got one of each, prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, like I'm done. Then I saw these people coming in and they have 3, 4, 5 pairs of glasses. I'm like, I don't get it. Then I realized pretty quickly, Art and Eyes has just such a great, inventory of eyewear. I ended up getting like a second, third, fourth pair of sunglasses, second, third, fourth pair of prescription glasses. I've got like 8 or 10 pairs of glasses, sunglasses, and prescription eyewear from Art and Eyes. Get her or him this holiday season a great pair of sunglasses, eyewear that's as unique as you. You'll find glasses only at Art and Eyes like this. Google them, Art and Eyes on Magazine. Fantastic.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you on a Friday afternoon. How about getting to Katie's tonight for dinner? Outdoor dining, wrapping around the building, tables down Iberville, tables down Telemachus, their patio. Great weather for outdoor dining at Katie's in Mid-City, the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant, a true taste of New Orleans. Old school New Orleans specialties, Katie's in Mid-City. Hey, speaking of Katie's, Scott Craig from Katie's and Francesca Deli joins us on the program. What up, Scott?
Yes, you're talking to a very, very excited Chef Scotty from Katie's and Francesca.
Yeah, tell us why. I had Michael Hecht on the program. We were talking about this NOLA Rising Forum that took place. And you, as a concerned New Orleans citizen, you attended it. And you told me off the air as fired up as you've been about the city in decades.
Decades.
Why?
The last time I was partially excited like this was when Mark Morial was elected. But nothing like this. The whole attitude, she's friends with Cynthia Lee Shane. She's working with the governor. Instead of having problems with the governor because they may not agree on everything politically, they're working together, everything to make a better New Orleans, working with the outlying parishes to make the whole area better. to make it better for businesses. And it was the most inspiring thing I've done in a long time. And I just see the future of this city. And I realized, they talked a lot about the financial problems. And yes, they are financial problems, but they're workable because they can work with the legislature. They can work with the governor. They can work with the state and get help, and then maybe get help federally. So it was just a very, very positive experience. Something I'm so glad I went to. My dear friends at Crescent Crown Beverage invited me, and I'm so glad that I went. And I'm just excited about the future of the city, Corey. And, I couldn't hear everything because we were in the back, and the sound system there wasn't the best. But it was just so positive and so upbeat, and she's going to do great things. She and her team are going to do great things.
I hope so, man.
She was there with JP Morrell, who also just came across as like, let's do this. And Joe Giarrusso, the three of them were there, and it seems like such a great team effort. And I'm excited about it, man. They talked about small business, and they just talked about bringing New Orleans to another level, and through the help of the state. And I've always thought if we worked with the state and we all worked together, how much easier it would be.
Yeah.
And she talked about her relationship with Cynthia Lee Shang and how they met when she was just a 22-year-old reporter. And Cynthia Lee Shang was a federal agent. And she did an interview or something a long time ago. And it's just nice to hear people have good relationships. And, what did Michael Hecht say?
He talked about, better services, job creation.
Yeah, no doubt, all of that. They talked about fixing the infrastructure, and but to me, those are the obvious things.
Yep. Yeah, but we suck at the obvious things.
We have sucked at the obvious things, but to me, the infrastructure and the services, she talked about all that. They talked about all that, and I expect that. That should be a no-brainer. But what I got most excited about is what the future of New Orleans could be beyond all. I just really think that we're going to be taken seriously.
Well, that's the goal. And I like the two things, the attitude of we're having a Super Bowl, that mode all the time, constantly cleaning up, constantly fixing things. And then I also like the thing they were talking about, like Helena Moreno says, in 2 years, like midway through her first term, in 2 years, people will be talking about a new Orleans, that New Orleans is different, that it's functioning better as a city.
Yeah. And if you can't get excited about that, I don't know, you can't get excited about anything, because it was just awesome to hear these things and to have faith in my city again,
Yep.
And I think it's going to work, Corey. I really do. I think it's going to work.
I hope so, man. It's overdue. It's about time, huh?
Yeah, it is. And the work's being done on Mercy Hospital, evidently.
Yeah, they're going to tear that bad boy down. Lindsay Boggs in Mid-City, the Plaza Tower, supposed to be like retirement community. River District, I think they're getting that ironed out, Michael Hecht said. The Poland Avenue Naval Station just got their final financing to get that few $100 million project going. So yeah, a lot of momentum in the city right now.
And listen, and whether you like the governor or not, he's business focused. And I think that as long as he doesn't talk about LSU, that, businesses will want to come here. And with this leadership in the city, it just could be a double down, man. I really believe in it. And I'm just excited, man.
I mean, it's been 45 years, essentially. almost 45 years, 40 plus years, early 80s when the bottom fell out. We've never recovered. We've had stagnant growth, literally no growth. One could argue we're about 40, 50,000 less in population in Metro New Orleans today than in 1980, 45 years ago. Yes, it's got to change sometime. It's got to turn for the better sometime. It can't keep going. I mean, it's been 40 years. Something positive has to happen.
And it's gonna, Corey.
I hope so.
It's gonna. There's not going to be any shenanigans. You need to be real positive because there's not going to be any shenanigans. I'm telling you. There's not going to be any under the table crap. I think it's going to be by the book.
No, I hope so. And I'm not, into left or right, but New Orleans is all left, all Democrat, desperately needs some Republican conservative viewpoints, at least a little. And I'm hopeful Helena Moreno embraces that. I know a lot of her supporters were conservative Republicans, so they're expecting, her to listen to them.
I don't care about the politics.
I don't either. But
I'm not a political person.
Me neither. I'm just like you. I'm an independent.
New Orleans, yeah.
But we've just, Democrats have been in control exclusively, Scott. I don't care about Democrats or Republicans either. But the opposite point of view is needed. That's all.
I get it. But I just don't think it should be, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you got to care about New Orleans and you got to do the right things to make this work.
Yep.
And, right now, if you have some Republicans working, I mean, maybe it gets better in Washington. Who knows? Maybe you get more in Washington. I don't know. I just want what's best for this city and for the country, And New Orleans is, how much I love this town. I mean, it's my city. It's our city.
Yeah.
It's the most beautiful city in the country. And there are beautiful cities everywhere. I know that, but there ain't no place like New Orleans. And, we the people make this city what it is. And we just need great leadership to help us.
Yeah.
Don't make us work so damn hard.
No.
Don't make us have to, deal with jokes and, New Orleans, man, that blah, blah, blah. No, every city's got its problems, people. Nobody's without problems.
No, but just make the city more inviting.
Problem solvers.
Yeah, make the city more inviting. Scott Craig's with us from Katie's and Francesca Deli.
Brother, Joe Giarrusso turned down a big-time job to do this.
Yeah, but no offense. I like that Joe Giarrusso got the job, but he's making like $325,000, so he tripled his pay. I hope he comes through. I think he's an honest, hardworking person. So hopefully they got the right team together. Hey, Scott, Francesca Deli in Lakeview. People that have no idea what that is, tell them what Francesca Deli is. I like to say the premier deli in the city, about 15 different specialty sandwiches that you've come up with to choose from, or you can make your own. Pick the bread, the meat, the dressing, the cheese, the extras. Yep. You got pizza, you got seafood night tonight, a great fried seafood platter, big 10-ounce burger. Francesca Deli with a little St. Louis style flavor, right?
Yeah, man, and it's just a fun place with really good food. And, I can't remember having a complaint there about anything. People just love it. It's fun. Christine runs it, and she's so much fun. And Chad does a great job with the food. And Knuckles, that's our chef, Knuckles, does a great job with the food. And it's just a great experience. We have wonderful pizza. It's sort of St. Louis style. We've got a lot of St. Louis options. It's like my mother-in-law's meatball. We have toasted rabs that we have shipped in. I just brought back a bunch of deli meat from the Hill in St. Louis. We've got Fitz sodas. I just brought back 25 cases of Fitz sodas when I drove back for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
And it's fun. And I think most people know where it is now, honestly. Because, we've got parking now, and it's just a really fun place, and it's got great food. It's a great little deli. If it was on Magazine Street, the whole country would know about it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
That.
Yep. On Harrison Avenue, in between Canal Boulevard and West End, Francesca Deli. Hey, what's on the menu tonight? Actually, Scott, hold that thought. We're heading into a break. When we come back, you can fill us in on some selections that folks should be dining on at Katie's, plus some selections for those that like, a little gambling, a little gaming, some sports betting. You got some picks for us. Scott Craig's with us. He was at that NOLA Rising Forum, and he's fired up about the city's future. That's great news. Coming right back. More with Scott. Don't move, New Orleans.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
We got Christmas, holiday, New Year, all that coming up. You probably won't need air conditioning or heat help, but if you do, Total Maintenance is there. When I say weekday, weekend, holiday, I mean it. Overnight. I had an air conditioning problem about 5-6 years ago on a Sunday. It was in March. It was kind of balmy and hot. The AC went out. Phil from Total Maintenance came out in about an hour and got the AC working again. By the way, it was Easter Sunday. That's how Total Maintenance works. So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, weekday, weekend, overnight, or holiday, Total Maintenance is there. If you need air conditioning or heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance. tm-ac.com. Total maintenance in New Orleans and Baton Rouge, tm-ac.com. Scott Craig's with us from Francesca Deli in Lakeview, from Katie's in Mid-City. Hey, Scott, before we get into some delicacies at Katie's and some of your selections, you went to this NOLA Rising Forum with the mayor-elect Helena Moreno, Council President J.P. Morrell, DA Jason Williams, CAO, future CAO Joe Giarrusso, Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. Not to be redundant, but you said you haven't been this optimistic about the city in decades.
No, I haven't. And, in saying that, man, I've said decades. I was just a kid. I was optimistic when Mark Morial was elected, just because I knew the Morial family, and I know what they're made of. And, I grew up with them, and, I knew them very well, and I know them. And I thought Mark Morial did a great job, but this is another level. And it's the whole feeling, they just talked about, infrastructure and, everything that you would think, well, yeah, that needs to be fixed. So let's fix it.
Well, I always say this, Scott, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, we're not very good at that. 5 o'clock on Friday to 8:59 on Monday, we're great at that. We're great at the weekends. We're great at the party, the festivals, the 9 to 5 stuff that's normal, that you don't get a star or a pat on the back for doing it. We suck at that. So we need people that are organized, that get it, that understand our weaknesses, even if they're, basic, and get that stuff working right, like better city services and economy in the city.
And trash maybe twice a week would be nice, but so stuff doesn't rot in your trash can.
Yep. Oh, I think that's coming back 2 times a week, trash pickup.
Let me say something about, the snowstorm in January that was so bad here. Well, I was in St. Louis for, Thanksgiving. The weekend after Thanksgiving, it snowed, and I thought we handled it better than they did. Everything was closed. Schools were closed. The streets were frozen. I didn't think they did a great job handling it this time around. So I was comparing it to the way we handled January 19th. And I thought we handled that pretty good, pal. We got back up and running in a couple of days, and it was still cold. But I don't know. I got to give kudos to the city for the way they handled that, I don't know.
Hey, what's cooking at Katie's tonight, Scott?
We've got panko, Parmesan crusted zucchini sticks for an appetizer. Cowboy butter steak, which is a really tender steak. It's like a flank steak. You got to pound it out. It's really good. And an 8-ounce filet over egg noodles with lemon garlic butter sauce. Marry Me chicken, which is a grilled chicken with a smoked tomato, like cream sauce. It's delicious, and it's over zucchini and squash with smothered garlic, Parmesan cream sauce.
Nice.
So those are our specials tonight. We've got our beautiful redfish. We've got some soft shell crabs too. I don't know why I didn't see that on the menu.
Nice.
But we do have some soft shell crab.
How about the ribs? Everybody's talking about the ribs.
Listen, my CNN baby back ribs were created after Hurricane Katrina. And they will be some of the best ribs you'll ever eat in your life. And I know it's at Katie's and we're not a barbecue place, but they're the best ribs in New Orleans. And I've been told by Texans, Kansas City, Ians, St. Lucians, Carolinians, that they're some of the best ribs they've ever had. People from Memphis. So my ribs are second to none, and they're very, very, very popular.
Now you smoke them for hours, and then you flash fry them after?
No. We do that occasionally when we do the Thai ribs. But we have a smoker across the street, and we smoke them for hours, and then they're already seasoned with our rub, and we bring them back, and obviously not everyone's going to buy them that day, so we chill them. We put them in the walk-in, and then when you order them, they're chilled, and we put them on the grill with the sauce, and we grill them off. That's how we eat them up.
Nice.
So, oh man, they're so good. They're so good.
And then what about the fried ribs?
That's our Thai ribs. What we do, we just take our ribs and we dust them in flour, toss them in the deep fryer, and then shake them in Thai sauce that we make, a Thai garlic sauce that we make. They're really, really good.
And these ribs are smoked as well for hours, right?
They are. They're smoked, and then we fry them when we serve them to you.
You cut them up
we fry 'em.
You cut them up individually and fry them.
Right.
Yep. Nice.
Next week we will have ossobuco. I'm doing ossobuco next weekend, and like Bobby Roth gave me that idea. We got a proclamation from Lakeview in the city Wednesday night at Francesca.
Nice.
And afterwards, Stephanie and I went over to Steak Night, which is a city gym. A lot of people don't know about the steak knife, and he doesn't do any advertisement, and he's just Bobby Roth, and he's a dear friend of mine. So we ate there, and the steaks are second to nobody.
No, the steaks are really good. The crab meat appetizer is great. The
crab meat au gratin is the best in the city.
Well, I like Irene's a little better, but it's different. Irene's is like high-end restaurant. This is more like, something like I could make, but it's just super high quality, full of jumbo lump crab meat, delicious. And then that creamy Italian dressing, Scott, is off the charts. That creamy Italian dressing.
It's great. And he had ossobuco as a special, so I got it. Oh my God, Corey, it was unbelievable. Bobby's a real chef, and you never hear anything about him. He's low-key. But he's had the steak knife. He and his family have had the steak knife for 100 years.
Yeah. I bet you the steak knife's 50, 60 years old.
And it's just great. And so is Junior's right there in Lakeview.
Yep.
Nick does a great job at Junior's. And, you got Mandina's in Mid-City. That's my girl, Cindy. And the best restaurant in Mid-City, though, is Katie's.
Scott Craig's with us.
You're not agreeing with me, Corey.
What am I supposed to say, Scott? Yeah, of course. So when I rattle off my list of the best restaurants in the city,
I know.
All right, and I because this is just mine, and everyone has their own. I got Brightson's, Clancy's, Le Petit Grocery, GW Finn's, Pesh, Station 6, Commander's Palace, Bayona, Irene's,
those are all my favorites.
Gallagher's 527, Katie's, Lillette,
Le Petit Grocery, man.
Doris Metropolitan, Patois, Gabrielle, Treyen, Gotros, Pelican Club. Here's the blasphemy choice. Houston's on St. Charles Avenue is in my top 20.
It's really good. It's good.
Yep. It is. Hey, Scott, besides dining selections at Katie's, do you have any gambling selections for our players out there in radio, television land?
Yes, I have a couple tonight. NBA. I've got the Bulls Hornets under 230. And I've got the Pacers and 76ers under 222. Those are two nice picks tonight. I've also got Connecticut in NCAA basketball minus 13.5. I always buy the half points. So it's 13 for me. And this weekend, the Army-Navy game always goes under. I think it's gone over. In 2022, I think it went over because it went to overtime. But the over-under on that is 38. I believe it's, 38. So I took the under on Army-Navy. And I might take Army plus the 6.5, which I would buy to 7. That's just a lot of points in that game. I also like Washington over Boise State this weekend. And in the not for long league, I I think I like Carolina -3 over the New Orleans Saints. Even though the Saints are playing better, Carolina has to win because they can take. I think they're in sole possession of first place.
Yeah, I think they're a game or a half game ahead of Tampa. Yep.
I've got the Texans over the Cardinals -10. It's a lot of points to give in the NFL, but the Cardinals are a dumpster fire. Patriots Bills. I like the Patriots +1 at home. Love the Bengals getting 3 at home against the Ravens. And other than that, oh man, the Lions are getting 6 at the Rams. I like the Lions +6.
Scott also says sell the house, sell the boat, sell grandma, and put all your money on Pakistan over India in cricket.
Yes. The Pakistanis have it going in cricket. I don't know what the line is, but just go ahead and bet the Pakistanis.
I think the line's 3 wickets, and I'm just making it all up.
3 wickets for the crickets?
Oh, boy.
3 wickets for the crickets? Yes, man. Remember, holiday catering. We do holiday catering, and we do a great job. We also have nights available in the restaurant, parties, families coming in town. Katie's has always been a destination.
Yep.
And guys, I'm going to guarantee you right now, the food coming out of the kitchen at Katie's is better than it's ever been.
Uh-oh. Hey, Scott, the break train's
really
coming.
good.
Hang on. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
Scott Craig's coming right back with us. Don't move on this Fantasy Friday.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters.
And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Total maintenance, keep you cool. TM-JC.com, your cool spot. TM-JC.com, your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Outdoor dining. Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe. Hey, if you're not injured or you don't have a real claim, but you're trying to take advantage of the system, Kiefer and Kiefer is not for you. If you have a real injury, if you have a real claim, if you need a real lawyer that can deliver real results, Kiefer and Kiefer is for you. Check them out online to find out more, to learn more, KieferandKiefer.com. Corey Johnson with you, Fantasy Friday edition of the program. The weekend is upon us. Great way to get your weekend started. Head to Francesca Deli right now, get some dinner. How about Katie's in Mid-City? Don't forget brunch tomorrow and Sunday at Katie's in Mid-City. Scott Craig's with us. Scott, you were wrapping things up and we got cut off by the break train.
Well, while we were on the break train, we started talking about everyone's hero, Sean Payton. And I just want to let you know, he's a scumbag and he's going to lose in the first round of the playoffs.
He's a scumbag.
because his team ain't that good. I know they've won a lot of games. But
10 or 11 in a row, 10 in a row.
He inherited.
Yep.
And this quarterback, Bo Nix, that he's supposed to be the quarterback whisperer because he supposedly made Drew Brees this great quarterback who was already good when he came here. He's going to lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, I think there's a lot of New Orleanians that wouldn't mind that, Scott. I think you have, this is different. Like, I think a lot of New Orleans folks are going to be, even LSU, like me, will be pulling for the Florida Gators a little because John Summerall's going there. I don't think there are a lot of Saints fans that are pulling for the Broncos because Sean Payton's there. I think the opposite. They'd like to see him fail. The thing that Sean Payton, just two things that stand out. Obviously, greatest coach in Saints history, although I think Jim Mora is right on his tail, not a big gap as people think, but, Super Bowl champion. They probably should have gone to at least another, if not two more Super Bowls, at least, 15 years and only one time best in the NFC. That's a little alarming. And then the second thing, not a single quarterback developed. This guy's like the quarterback whisperer. You think the league would have like 3 or 4 quarterbacks that came through the Saints system and are starters on another team right now. Yep. So that's my criticism of Payton.
You know what?
Leaving.
And what did he do for us? He should have won more Super Bowls. He left us with a bag of rocks. He never drafted a quarterback. Never. And his last several drafts here were absolutely terrible. Because he wanted us to fail.
Well, I don't think he wanted us to fail, but
when he left, so he'd be the big king.
The drafts were definitely bad. The drafts, no doubt, were bad. From 2018 to today, there's some reports that say it's the worst drafting in the entire NFL with the Saints. So I think
he's part to blame for that.
No, of course. No, and the way he left, and I need a break, and as he's walking out the door, I'm ready to coach again and trying to get the Miami job. No, I think I love the Sean Payton era and the Drew Brees era. 15 years, most of it. There was those 3 7-9 losing seasons in a row, but most of it was really good. Saints were competitive, Super Bowl caliber team. I'll never forget that, but it's not nirvana or, there was definitely some baggage and some things he didn't do right. No doubt.
He lost a lot of ball games with his coaching, with really, really stupid play calling. Okay, so let's get back to the thing New Orleans is going to be unbelievable. Going to be fantastic.
I hope
what
so.
were we talking about? We were talking about Katie's this weekend. And, the gift cards. You need to come buy gift cards at your favorite restaurants, including mine. Gift cards are a great way to support restaurants right now. If you can't go out to eat, just buy gift cards for your friends for Christmas.
Yep.
And catering. Please contact me at scott@katiesinmidcity.com. Scott with 1 T at katiesinmidcity.com. And we will handle all your catering needs on or off site. owner of.
Scott, always a pleasure, brother. I'll see you next week before we get going with Christmas.
Love you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, man.
That's Scott Craig from Katie's and Francesca Deli. And he also went to the NOLA Rising Forum and very optimistic, very upbeat. He sees some positive change coming in New Orleans. I mean, how can it be? I mean, you can sit here and be like, you know, these are a bunch of Democrats. New Orleans is a Democrat-led city. And I know that's a lot of folks' opinion. But also those folks are like, you know, extreme right. You get the extreme left, and they have these polarizing opinions about the opposite side. So I get it. But I think most folks, Democrat or Republican, are two things. They're like, can't get any worse. LaToya Cantrell was a cancer, was a disaster, taking the city backwards. So now you have people that appear to be pretty honest. You know, I don't think Helena Moreno is married. They both do well. I don't think she's running for mayor, winning that election to steal and pilfer money from the taxpayers. The opposite. Civic-minded, civic duty, trying to better the city. Then you have Joe Giarrusso, another honest guy, politically effective or not, too much of a Democrat, whatever. Honest guy, hardworking, has goals to bring the city forward. Michael Hecht, Greater New Orleans Inc., he's part of it. You know, this guy, Ivy Leaguer, really smart, motivated, helps the city economically, wanting to bring the city forward. Working with Governor Jeff Landry in Baton Rouge, and an important partner. You know, LaToya Cantrell would be running from Jeff Landry because he's a conservative Republican. No, so there's some optimism. There's no doubt. There's some optimism. And it only can get better. It can't get any worse. It is impossible for it to get any worse than Junket Cantrell. And so many people pulling in the same direction, teamwork across political lines. And New Orleans is so dysfunctional and so far down. How can it not get better? So, no, I think the optimism isn't, you know, hey, the Pelicans have bring in their assistant coach as the head coach. A lot of optimism. Will Hall at Tulane, a lot of optimism. I think where New Orleans is and all the people pulling in the right direction and focused on the same thing, no, I'm kind of optimistic. I'm not going to sit here and go, man, we're going to be Austin or, you know, Nashville, cranes in the sky, booming economy in 6 months. But I think we're finally moving in the right direction potentially. You know, I'll keep tabs on it and tell it like it is each and every day. That's what we do Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 o'clock, the Neutral Ground with me on radio, on television, on social media, telling it like it is. The weekend is upon us. Yeah, you're right. Oh, boy. It's Blue Boy, the world leader. What's up, buddy? Thank everyone for listening and watching. What about brass? What brass? What are you saying, buddy? Metal? Brass? Brass Pass. The 25% of Brass Passes at WWOZ for Jazz Fest are already sold. You've got one. You paid the $1,200, buddy. You used my credit card? What?
You're on the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.